I was sitting down here, thinking about this fucking Kell versus Gennady Borelovkin fight coming up next weekend. And the more I thought about it, the more pissed off I was getting about the fact that people are still, I just cannot believe people are actually, giving this fight any sort of credit or kudos that, they think that this fight deserves. Which is an absolute disrespect to true fighters and true fans of the sport of boxing. When you have these two motherfuckers agreeing to fight each other with no basis. There's no sort of, okay, fine. There was a logical plan as to these two coming together and actually having a competitive matchup. There was no, you can't even go back and look through resumes and actually look through any sort of, criteria to say, okay, fine, this is a competitive fight. This is a good fight. This is an interesting fight. I'm going to lay down my hard-earned money to want to watch this fight. There's absolutely nothing in this fight to actually, that you can actually say that, this fight warrants any sort of seriousness or attention. But unfortunately, because we're so starved by the bullshit that's been perpetuated by so many of the promoters that are around today, the king of the fuckboy promoters, Eddie Hearn, giving you all these garbage fights, and they bring this bullshit now to the UK. I mean, the thing that really, really baffles me is the fact that people actually think that this fight is competitive because they saw a weigh-in, like a 7-day weigh-in. Oh, look, Kell looks big. Oh, he looks bigger than Golovkin. Oh, wow. I mean, this is the thing. I'm just like, are we now at this standard where we actually look at 30-day weigh-ins and 7-day weigh-ins and think, oh wow, this is actually makes this fight competitive? Really? Is this where we are now at this, where we are at the sport of boxing? This is where we are. Really? I mean, you listen to people, it's like, oh well, it's a competitive fight. Because Borelovkin, wow, he's the middleweight champion of the world. Oh my God, Kell is moving up 2 weight divisions to challenge himself. Oh my God. Well, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. First of all, Gennady Borelovkin, who the fuck is Gennady Borelovkin beat to warrant the title as the true middleweight champion of the world? Who the fuck did he beat? Who? I said the same thing last year. I said it almost 2 years ago. Gennady Golovkin hasn't beat nobody. He hasn't fought one elite fighter, not one. But some of you motherfuckers are still giving this motherfucker some kind of credit. Why? Because we are starved. Because we don't have any true fighters who are actually aspiring to be great. We don't have it. It is a rarity, so we grasp onto bullshit. We grasp onto bullshit. The great ones are not around anymore. People who are actually aspiring to be great. Who actually, fuck K2 promotion, fuck Golovkin. They are the epitome of fraudulent boxing exponents. They are the epitome of what you call fraud. And it's come to the UK, and it is so disrespectful, and it's extremely saddening that this perpetuation has now come to. I mean, you expect it in the US, with all due respect, because of the bullshit that these guys have been doing over at Top Rank for years. You expect it, selling you bullshit fights, and when they call them out on it, it's like, oh, hang on, you're hating on the fighters. No, you need to fight people. You need to have competitive fights. If you're gonna fight somebody, you need to fight competitive fights. I'm not talking about fighters on the come up. If you're coming up on the come up, fine. Kell is not on the fucking come up. Kell is a welterweight. Isn't it a fucking indictment to Borelovkin's career that the best fighter he will have on his resume will be Kell? Isn't that an indictment for the so-called middleweight champion of the world? That is a fucking indictment. And you motherfuckers cannot see that. I'm not talking about those who can. I'm talking about these motherfuckers who are actually trying to hype this fight up as some kind of competitive fight. It is disgusting. It is an indictment to the sport of boxing. It is an absolute joke. It is a shame that you can actually think that this fight had any, can be purported to be compared to any great fights in history. Kell is there talking bullshit about the fact that this will be the biggest win in British boxing history. Fuck off, Kell. Go fuck yourself with that comment. You are the epitome of bullshit. Best British fight in boxing in British boxing history. Fuck off. I should slap you for that shit, you fucking welterweight. Bullshit artist. How dare you open your fucking mouth and make that fucking comparison to any of the great British middleweight. What the fuck have you done? You fought one fighter, one in your fucking career, one decent fight, and you want to compare this win? If you beat Golovkin, the only thing you get is the fact that it just confirms that Borelovkin is the biggest fraud in boxing. That's the only thing it confirms. That's all it confirms. It doesn't confirm anything. It's an indictment to British boxing. You're getting given credit for what? What, beat Golovkin? Golovkin hasn't beat anybody, so why the fuck? It's like beating a fucking Jojo Dan. There's no difference to me, because Golovkin hasn't beat nobody. So why the fuck am I gonna give you credit for that? Beat somebody. Fine, if you beat Golovkin, kiss your own fucking nuts. I won't be fucking giving no fucking credit to any of these fighters. Not any one of these two. Not one fucking credit. Because Kell did not unify his division. I'm not even asking him to be undisputed, just to unify. Beat another fucking champion. You became champion, beat another champion. Great, you unify, you moved up. Great. Golovkin, what the fuck did Golovkin do? They handed him 2 fucking belts. And he beat fucking the Canadian guy. That's it. Put that shit on pay-per-view. Really? You guys need to wake up. It's a joke, this fight. It's an absolute joke. But people are getting excited for what? For this? Really? This is where we at now. We're a fucking welterweight who hasn't fucking done anything in his division can move up 2 divisions, and people think he's gonna beat the so-called middleweight champion of the world. How many fights has Kell had at middleweight for anybody to actually think that he's gonna beat Borelovkin? How many fighters has Kell beat at middleweight to make this fight competitive? Who the fuck? You name me one fucking fight he had at middleweight. So fuck off if you honestly think that this is a competitive fight. It's bullshit. So Golovkin beats Kell. So fucking what? He beat him at welterweight. So? Is that it? There's nothing to hate about Borelovkin. Borelovkin doesn't fight anybody. So why? There's nothing to hate. But to call this fight a fucking competitive fight, for Kell to actually say this is one of the biggest wins in British boxing history, fuck off. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself. It's bullshit. I'm not fucking supporting that shit. I'm not an exponent. I'm not proponent to encourage people to actually stream fights, because I know the connotations about streaming. I understand that. But at some point, somebody has to fucking look at this and go, well, hang on. They want you to pay for this? Really? Fucking circus act? It's a joke. Absolute joke.